Good morning on this quite grey morning. Mild, but not what I really want to be waking up to at the moment. I don't know about you. I know, well, for some people, exams are coming to an end, which is always good news. And then the summer really begins, I think. I hope that the weather will follow suit. So I hope you're having good weather wherever you are. I suppose I should be grateful that it's dry. That's the main thing. Anyway, welcome to my Monday messages. For those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, excuse me, my name's Rebecca. Excuse me. Just take a sip of water. My name's Rebecca. I'm a homeopath and a QTT practitioner and holistic health advocate, basically. And I use all these skills to help as many people as I can to become as conscious as possible of the things that drive our behaviour and perhaps contribute to either us feeling fabulous or us feeling not so fabulous, a little bit stuck. So today I was going to just talk to you briefly about what I like to think of as energy threads. And we all have them. And when I'm working with people, that's really in essence what I'm doing, is helping or supporting all of you to identify what's taking your energy at any given time, or what took it in a really major way back and is still running in the background. And I was reminded of this aspect of healing, of natural healing, by computer trouble at the weekend. And I don't like often comparing human beings to computers because I think that happens far too often. But actually, in this instance, it seemed really appropriate. So, I can see there's a couple of you on, so you're very, very welcome for joining me live. And do put a thumbs up or a smiley face or some kind of emoji that appeals to you, just to make sure, so that I know that you can hear me, basically. It's always useful. And if you want to add anything else, please do add in the comments below. And if you're watching the replay, you're equally welcome, and please do add any comments or questions. So now I can't see who that is, but thank you very much for the heart. That's good that you can hear me. Brilliant. Always a bonus, I think. Some people wouldn't agree, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. So today, talking about energy threads and identifying the threads that are attached to us all the time. We all have millions of threads attached to us. I like to think of it as kind of like a more benign Medusa. I don't know if you know the Greek goddess that had snakes for hair, but I don't mean snakes, but just these energy threads coming off us and going miles sometimes, but they are still carrying energy from us to a greater or lesser degree. And most of them we're completely unaware of. And I was just saying, what happened to me this weekend kind of put all of this in mind, because I had computer trouble. And it boiled down to, without boring you rigid with the details, it boiled down to identifying a number of quite large programs that I was completely unconscious of that were running in the background. They'd been opened up, not by me consciously. They had just, it just, when you open certain sites and you're browsing or whatever, that is like opening a door to hooks, these energy threads that come in, programs that start running basically every time you open up your computer. So I wasn't aware of them, most of them. And most of them I had no interest in at all and were very out of date, not relevant at all, but were still taking quite a lot of my computer's capacity to run smoothly and efficiently. So we spent some time just going through them and working out, do I still need that one? Can I put it to, there's some that I needed to put to sleep rather than get rid of completely. And it just seemed like a perfect analogy to me of what we are doing every time we are working towards health, if we're choosing a more natural way to do that. And much of the work that I do in homeopathy is very much about that. It's about settling energy threads that have been out there sometimes since childhood, sometimes very recently, that are compromising our ability to heal either physically or emotionally or spiritually. My favourite way to settle or resolve major energy threads, though, is QTT, quantum thinking transformations. It's a fantastic talking method. And for those of you who follow me regularly, you've I'm sure read some of my blogs or heard me talking about this before. What I love about it, though, is it's really gentle, like homeopathy. It gets to the heart of a problem, the root of a problem. It really identifies those big programs that are running in the background for us, that are not only taking our energy unwittingly, unconsciously, we're not aware of them a lot of the time. They're dictating our behavior. They're also obviously, and if our energy is going out on those, then it's not going out on the things that we actually want to spend energy on currently. But also, often there are, it's dictating how we behave in different circumstances. So just like our computer, it not only compromises energy, but it actually dictates unconsciously our behavior and our way of being in the world. So a huge subject, but with QTT, what it's absolutely brilliant at is identifying the really big patterns and actually enabling us to do what I did with the computer, basically, is to have a good old look and go, okay, is that working for me? Do I want to keep it? Or is it something that is really taking up far too much of my energy? And if I release it or put it to sleep or just change its priority or its way of running, that I will immediately be able to spend much more energy on the things that I really consciously want to do and need to do. So, and once those really big patterns have been addressed in a constructive, productive, creative way, then often a lot of the smaller ones that were only really there because the big one was there, first of all, they just disappear altogether without really needing to do very much at all. Or they become much easier to let go of, to release, to calm down, to loosen even, so that hold isn't quite so tight. It's a bit like a spider's web, I suppose, in that the spider chooses to make a web and spins that beautiful web, some would say but I think spiders are amazing creatures. But that web, which is actually really strong, really tough, doesn't look it, but it is. It's there because the spider needs to feel any tiny movement of anything that wanders into that web and sends vibrations back to the spider. And that's in essence what's happening to us, although we're not conscious of it or fully conscious of it. So becoming conscious of what's pulling that web, what's pulling that thread, jangling that energy, is the first step towards doing something about it, like anything, basically. So what I wanted to do this week was to encourage you to think about what programs you might have open that you perhaps not really aware of and that may be taking your energy. That could be to do with your physical healing. It could be to do with your emotional healing, your spiritual healing, or it could just be about attention, that if you've got something that you keep meaning to do, but somehow you don't get round to it, it doesn't matter what the reason is, but it will still be an energy thread. It will still be a program running in the background, because anything that is unresolved works like that. If it's not finished, if it's not completed in some way, it will stay there until we are able to complete it. Now, sometimes just having a good look at things and going, why have I got that still running? I so don't need to deal with that now. That's gone. That it can be as simple as that sometimes. Sometimes they're really big things and you need a guide. You need support. You need a safe, confidential space to just be aware of that. And that's where I come in and where QTT comes in beautifully. Because those changes, those tweaks, those upgrades, if you like, happen live in the session itself. And you will go away feeling a lot lighter than when you walked in. So if you're interested in that, if you think that, Marion, thank you very much for your message. No problem at all. Do catch the replay if you need to. Thanks for joining me. So if you're interested in QTT, if you'd like to know more about doing a QTT session with me, then please do click on the link with this video, or if you're watching on Instagram, it'll be in my bio, and set up a free clarity call with me. And I can tell you exactly what to expect and whether it is in fact the right choice for you. And this week, just have a go, just have a think about any areas where you feel a bit stuck, or maybe look at that to-do list. To-do lists can be positive. They can also be keeping things going if we're not careful. If there's something that keeps appearing on that to-do list and it somehow always gets shoved down to the bottom, maybe that's an energy thread that needs resolving in some way. Even if you just go, why do I keep putting it on? Take it off. That will often just stop that thread from jangling. So I hope that makes sense, and do let me know if there's any comments or feedback on that. But if you can identify just one this week and resolve it in some way, or seek some kind of help in order to resolve it, then that's going to make a difference. You're going to open a door to other things. And Tracy's saying, Tracy, thank you for joining me. She loves the computer analogy. Makes so much sense. Yeah, it's interesting. It does. We are in some ways like computers, but so much more complex, so much more nuanced, if you like. We're not machines. We're actually far superior to machines. I really believe that. But it is a useful analogy. So Tracy, I'm glad it resonated with you. So yeah, just have a look at those tabs that are running, and actually not so much tabs because we've opened tabs consciously on our computers. It's those programs that are running that we've perhaps forgotten about. So have a wonderful week, and do let me know how you get on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Okay, take care. Bye.